Atlanta Fulton County Stadium for Game 1 of the 1992 World Series. The Toronto Blue Jays and the Atlanta Braves.
Evan, who has retired 4 in a row.
You talk about a premier run producer, Joe Carter, 772 RBIs over the last 7 years.
And that's a deep drive to left field. Gant watching that one go. The first run of the World Series comes on a home run off the bat of Joe Carter. Mr. McCarver, were you saying something about run producing?
As Joe Carter produces the first run of the 1992 World Series. Wow.
So now a hit from Berryhill of just about any variety would in all likelihood give Atlanta the lead. Gant a good runner at second, the outfield pretty deep. Berryhill with a deep drive to right. On the way to the wall, Winfield, forget about it. A 3-run homer for Damon Berryhill, and the Braves take a 3-1 lead. That should end it. Justice and Wright makes the catch. A brilliant performance by Tom Glavine in Game 1 of the World Series. And Atlanta wins the ball game 3-1.
What a job by the battery of the Atlanta Braves. Damon Berryhill supplying the power, and Tommy Glavine supplying the pitching.
And he will not pick up the paper in Atlanta tomorrow and read again about his failure to come through for the Braves in the postseason. 129 pitches and going the distance for Tom Glavine. We'll be back with Pat O'Brien in post-game interviews in just a moment. Game 1 belongs to the Braves. We've yet to have a hit in this ball game. The runner takes off from first. The pitch gets by Borders. Justice coming to the plate. And he is safe, and all the way to third goes Jeff Flauser. 1-0 Atlanta.
This year.
John Olerud, the batter. Here is the pitch in the dirt. Here comes Alomar. Berryhill to Smoltz, and he is out at the plate. Rich Hacker, the third base coach, keeps Alomar away from Mike Riley, and Cito Gaston is hot.
We talked of the wild pitch. Berryhill allows it to trickle away from him. He gets it back to Smoltz, and we'll see if he's safe.
Yes,
he is safe easily, not even close. One more look. Little shovel pass by Berryhill.
Well, he was safe the first 2 times and safe again.
Yep.
The hand gets the corner of the plate before the tag is on the arm of Alomar. Still 1-0 Atlanta. Back in a moment.
Eddie Stanky used to say, in order to prevent that, take 1 step back toward third. That prevents you from leaving too soon.
Lemke with a slow ground ball. Alomar can't play it. Breen has scored. Blauser heads to third. 2-0 Atlanta. Lemke now 9 for 19, 6th strikeout of the night. He hasn't had one since the 2nd inning. The runners go. zone, lines it into center field, a hit. Borders is being waved in. Nixon's throw is cut off. Throw to second, goes into center field. Lee hobbling toward third. He is hurt. Cone into second. It's 2-1 Atlanta. David Cone is 2 for 2. But the concern on the Toronto side at the moment is Manuel Lee, who went hobbling toward third base. Lemke has to hurry. White runs well. He bobbled it. Safe at first. Tie game as Lee has scored from third. The 2-0 pitch. Chopped by Alomar. The Braves go back on top 3-2. Winfield juggled the ball a bit. Sanders scored. The throw comes all the way into the plate, but Pendleton had stopped at third. It's a base hit and an RBI for David Justice. 3-2 Atlanta. The 0-1 to Hunter. Well hit to right field. On the run, Winfield toward the line to make the running catch. Pendleton coming to the plate, and he scores as the throw goes towards second. It's 4-2 Atlanta. A pinch hit RBI for Brian Hunter. The top of the 8th inning. 1 out, 1-0 the count on Winfield. Chop to the right side. Base hit past Lemke. Alomar scores to make it 4-3. Carter on his way to third. He is safe, and it's a 1-run ball game. Dave Winfield with his first RBI in the World Series. The playoffs, whereas a pinch hitter. Well hit to left field. To the wall, Deion Sanders. Home run, Ed Sprague. Off the bench with a pinch hit 2-run homer off Jeff Reardon to give the Toronto Blue Jays a 5-4 lead. Took the lead on a pinch hit 2-run homer in the top of the 9th by Ed Sprague. First and second with 2 down for Atlanta in the bottom of the 9th, and Pendleton with a little pop-up. Kelly Gruber in the foul ground. He has it. And the Blue Jays have evened this series at 1 win apiece. Ed Sprague, the unlikely hero tonight. His wife won a gold medal earlier this summer. And tonight, Ed Sprague won over the hearts of every Canadian. The final score in Game 2 of the World Series. The Blue Jays 5, the Braves 4. We'll come back. Interviews with Pat O'Brien and Jim Cott in just a moment. The Braves now hitting the Blue Jays 3-2. First and second with nobody out in the 4th in a scoreless ball game. First pitch to Justice. Well hit to center field. Devon White racing back to the warning track. Great catch up against the wall. And the runners passed each other. Pendleton went by Sanders. He has already been called out. Now they have Sanders in a rundown with a chance for a triple play. Gruber did not get him. Sanders made it back to second. Gruber insisting to Bob Davidson that he made the tag, but the umpire does not agree, and they came within inches of a triple play. Pendleton was out. He went by Sanders thinking that White would not make the catch, and it's easy to understand why he would think that way. Look at that catch.
And here are the runners crossing right here. Pendleton passing Sanders, so he's out. Deion allowing him to go back to first. I thought that was nice. Dion tagging up and trying to go to third. And here's the attempted tag. Kelly Gruber said he got him on the foot, and it looked like he did from that angle.
He did get him on the foot.
What a bizarre play. My goodness. Kelly Gruber says I tagged him on the foot.
Out on the fly ball to center field, his first time up. Well hit to left, way back. That's the first ever World Series run in Canada.
Ball gets to you quickly.
Well hit. It nearly hit Pendleton. It goes through into right field to tie the ball game. Sanders in from third. It's 1-1. Looking in at Smith, who has had his problems tonight, but Bobby Cox calls him stretch drive because he usually delivers in the clutch. And he does again with a base hit into left field. Otis Nixon scores, and the Braves lead. Now the throw to third, and Justice is a dead duck. The big hit by Lonnie Smith. To Gruber in the fifth, the only walk thrown by Avery tonight. Payoff pitch. Well hit down the left field line. Sanders watching it go. Home run, Kelly Gruber. What a way to end the longest drought within a single postseason in history. A game-tying home.
Become in vogue. Well, there was another delayed call in favor of the Blue Jays, and clearly he went around.
And they're warning the Atlanta dugout now. A helmet came flying out. Bobby Cox, I don't think threw the helmet. One of his players did, but Bobby's jawing back at Joe West. Well, somebody's been tossed, and here comes Cox. It was Bobby Cox who threw the helmet out there.
Yep. And I think Joe West, when he looked over there, saw Lonnie Smith standing up. And we don't know yet whether he picked out Bobby Cox or Lonnie Smith. Why would Joe West be looking at the dugout? Obviously, a helmet was thrown out there. But just allow the bat boy to pick up the helmet and bring it back. Unless profanity was used.
Well, we've seen two things in this inning that are unsavory about the umps. One, the lackadaisical attitude that they occasionally take. We mentioned the very slow strike call when fans throughout the world are heading after the disappointment of Game 2. Said, I just hope that I get another chance to get back out there soon and help my team win the game. He's come into a very difficult spot. And Maldonado takes an 0-2 pitch to deep center to win the ball game. On an 0-2 pitch, he gave him something that Maldonado could drive, and he drove it, driving in Alomar with the winning run. Toronto takes Game 3, 3-2.
Miles south of Fayetteville, North Carolina, where Fort Bragg is, and 60 miles west of Wilmington, North Carolina.
About 650 people live in Evergreen, they tell us. That one's heading for Evergreen. Deep to left field, near the pole, and a home run. Pat Borders puts the Blue Jays on the board with a home run off Tom Glavine. Just fair down the left field line. It's 1-0 Toronto.
Push Gruber to second base.
So the Blue Jays have still another great chance to score as Glavine delivers to Devon White. Base hit left field. Gruber's being waved in. Gant with the throw to the plate. It is cut off. Throw to second. They have White in a rundown. The Blue Jays lead 2-0, and White is tagged out to end the inning. Gruber scores a big run on the third hit of the night by Devon White.
This ball scooting through to the outfield, and Devon White shrewdly trying to go to second base, making Terry Pendleton cut the ball off. Berryhill was bunting for a base hit, or bunting just to push Hunter to second base.
Lemke lances it off Key. Charged by Gruber. He throws to first in time to get Lemke. Gant scores from third with the first Atlanta run of the night. It's 2-1, and the tying run is in scoring position now with 2 outs as Brian Hunter moved up to second base.
And what a play by Kelly near the track.
Justice with a high fly ball, not very deep. Maldonado is there. The Blue Jays win, and they lead the World Series 3-1. Tom Hankey saves it for Jimmy Key as the Blue Jays win Game 4 by a final score of 2-1. We'll be back to Sky Dome with Pat O'Brien and Jim Cott in just a moment. Another payoff pitch. Bounce down the line, fair ball, and the Braves take a 1-0 lead. Pendleton on his way to second, and he is there safely with the second double of the inning.
And that erases that little note, doesn't it? The ground. The curveball breaks down to the ground. So you in your living room or wherever you're watching this game.
Watch Pat Borders sting one deep down the left field line. It is off the wall, a fair ball. Olerud has scored. Maldonado stopped at third. Another hit for Pat Borders. He's 6 for 13 in the series, and the Blue Jays have tied the game at 1.
Hits. He has been swinging the bat very well, just missing a lot of pitches.
The shift on again. 3 infielders on the right. That's deep to right. No shift will take care of that one. Nearly into the second deck for David Justice. His first home run of the World Series. And Atlanta is back on top 2-1. The 2-2 pitch. Through the middle, base hit. Olerud does not run very well. He's being waved in. Nixon's throw offline. 2-2 the score.
Mark Glimke was shielded.
The Braves now with 13 stolen bases in this World Series. The record 18 shared by the Cubs of 07 and the Pirates of 09. And that's the most in a World Series in 80+ years. The 13 posted in this one by Atlanta. And this is only game 5. Sanders to center, a hit. Charged by White. Nixon to the plate. White's throw is cut off. Olerud dropped the ball as he thought about throwing in behind Sanders. Nixon scores again. The stolen base, a big one. And the Braves reclaim the lead for the 3rd time tonight, 3-2. Another 1-2 pitch. High in the air and well hit to right field. Carter to the wall. Grand slam, Lonnie Smith.
Up there, 3 grand slams for Lonnie Smith, but never had he hit one in the World Series.
Smoltz would be the winning pitcher, and he'd be 5-0 in his career in postseason play. Only Lefty Gomez, among all pitchers in history, would have a better lifetime postseason record. And that's the case as Sid Bream makes the catch. Mike Stanton and the Atlanta Braves will head home for Game 6. The final score in Game 5, the Atlanta Braves 7 and the Toronto Blue Jays 2. We'll be back and join Pat O'Brien and Jim Cott after this. Now the 3-1 pitch. Line toward the gap in right center. Justice on the run. Can't play it. It's off his glove and behind him. White on to score. Carter into second, and the Blue Jays lead 1-0.
I wonder if he lost that ball in the lights. It appeared that he was drawing a bead on it. And then at the last...
Well, David Cone was out there for 4 1/3 innings in Game 2. Now the infield is in with a tying run at 3rd and 1 out. The 2-1 pitch hit more than deep enough to get the run in as Devon White retreats to the front of the warning track. Sanders limps home from 3rd. We're tied at 1. Maldonado with a high fly ball to deep left field. Sanders back to the warning track, to the wall. It's a home run. Just the 2nd hit of the World Series for Candy Maldonado, but both have been big. And they love it at the Sky Dome, where they're watching on the Jumbotron scoreboard. First home run of the World Series for Maldonado makes it 2-1 Blue Jays.
And before that,
Otis Nixon has only 6 career home runs, 1 of them off Tom Henke. The Blue Jays 1 strike away from the World Championship. The 0-2 pitch. Slap to the left side, a hit. Krauser's being waved in. Maldonado's throw is over everything. It's a tie ball game. Otis Nixon took an 0-2 pitch into left field. The runners go on the 3-2 to Winfield. Down the line, a base hit. Into the left field corner. White has scored. Alomar comes around. The ball gets away from Gant. It's a 2-run double for Dave Winfield. And a 4-2 Toronto lead. Off the end of the bat down to first. Carter makes the play for the second out. A run scores. It's 4-3 Toronto. And now the tying run is at third base. But the Braves are again down to their final out. And again it will be Otis Nixon, who singled with 2 outs. Timlin. Nixon bunts. Timlin on it. Throws to first. For the first time in history, the World Championship banner will fly north of the border. The Toronto Blue Jays are baseball's best in 1992.